for perishable goods, the issuance of transit license by adapt practices of cross-border practices introduced in the European Union. And C, encourage the implementation of a 24/7 customs operation in selected border points. Now this should be quite interesting for many of you seated here who are logistics service provider, as there are concerns that certain customs border in our region does not work on a 24/7 round-the-clock situation. So we encourage the implementation of the 24/7 customs operation at selected border points. And D, the simplification of the administration of issuance of international trade documentation by competent authorities such as the Certificate of Origin, the Sanitary and Phytosanitary Certificate, the review, the need for selected non-tariff barriers or NTB, and explore the possibility to remove unnecessary non-tariff barrier. And F, to standardize the protocol establishing ASEAN single window with regards to the diversity of infrastructure, legal and data systems of individual member countries. And G, explore possibility of allowing drop shipments at transit countries by international land transportation without infringing the national cabotage rules, as mentioned briefly by Dr. Chakri in the earlier session. Now the second pillar of recommendation is on the physical connectivity. The expert groups recommend to the governments of ASEAN to upgrade infrastructure and facilities at priority gateway ports, airports and border checkpoints, and B, to improve cold chain infrastructure for handling perishables and the efficient cargo handling of the perishables at strategic border points. The third pillar tells on the people-to-people connectivity. The recommendations given to the ASEAN government in this case, first, is to increase business connectivities and friendship amongst the responsible agents, and B, to increase participations of business sector in forming relevant negotiation strategies involved in international transport and logistics, and C, to accelerate the support for establishments of the ASEAN Logistics Curriculum by the ASEAN Federation of Freight Forwarders Association, or AFFA, to cover interests of logistics service providers and users. The expert group collectively noted and agreed that there still remains a huge task to be realized on the road towards the AEC 2015 and beyond. Now, what I've read through just is the joint statement, collective joint statement concluded during yesterday's experts group meeting, and therein lies the report which can be circulated to members of the floor. I would like to see if there's any questions that anyone would like to address here on this joint statement. Does not seem to be the case, so I would like to thank everybody for listening to the joint statements and recommendations to the ASEAN government. And thank you, interpreters, for interpreting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas Sim. ขอบพระคุณมากนะคะคราวนี้ขออนุญาตให้ข้อมูลเพิ่มเติม